Welcome everyone, this is Andy, 79Z28. Today we're going to do some powder coating with the electrostatic gun. Now you have to excuse the compressor is down here, so if it kicks in it's quite loud. I can't do anything about that. Anyway, this is the electrostatic gun. This is the Eastwood gun. I decided to go with Eastwood only because I just felt it was like $10 more than going to Harbor Freight. And I got free shipping, so it worked out. Anyway, I have a plate here with holes drilled in it. It's attached to the electrode here to ground it. This gun will charge them. Let's see. This is the homemade booth I have. I gotta go turn the fan on. Okay, fan is on. You probably hear the fan, nothing I can do about it. So anyway, you have a button, you could put a foot button on here, but you'd have to cut this off. It's not a plug-in device. So you got to get your pressure adjusted, and you got to just do it nice and easy. A little more pressure. There we go. Now this is black, everybody. Black, you know, and this is the Harbor Freight black, just so you're aware of it. All right, now we turn it. Get the other side. Look at this side, covered well. Just check your bullets. Okay, that's 50. There's 50 in this tray. I'm going to take this tray out of here. This is what the tray looks like. You can make it as many holes as you want, depending on the bullet you're using, you'll drill these holes different diameters for possibly different bullets. You cannot put this after you powder coat. Do not put this in your oven. You'll bake the powder coating right on and you'll never be able to use the plate again. So you just powder coat them here and then you're going to transfer them. It is a little longer process, but I didn't shake it for 10 minutes. Okay, so that's the tray. Here's another 50 bullets. You gotta push the button to activate it. Okay. Just checking I got good cover. Make sure you push that button. You don't push the button, nothing happens. Okay, that's another one done. So we're going to disconnect the air for now, so the compressor doesn't kick back on every couple of minutes. So now you just saw me powder coat 100 bullets. Each hole. Whoops. Gotta put it back on. I didn't check. That's my own fault. Getting ahead of myself. Push the button. Okay. Disconnect the air so it doesn't leak out and down on the ground. Put that on the ground. Take this over here. Okay. I don't want to get everybody dizzy, but I'm gonna move the camera to this location here. I think this wire is gonna work long enough to do what I need to do. Okay, so now what I'm going to be doing is transferring these bullets to the silicone trays, because you can't really stand these up, and I don't like the lay down method. So we're just going to take them, put them nose down, every other one. Hey, let me start up my oven over here. I always preheat my ovens, and I do have a PID controller hooked up to my oven, and the reason for the PID is so I'm able to keep the oven more accurate in temperature. And this is the Harbor Freight Black, everybody. So when you spray it on, it works. These are a Lee mold, 170 grain, round flat nose. I just ordered a new mold yesterday. I ordered a 180 grain molds, pointed bullet from a Lyman mold. No more aluminum molds for me. Okay, I had terrible luck with this mold. I've gone through 2 of them. Now the first one I ruined because I was playing around with it and I tried zinc, and obviously what happened to the mold was not that it burned, but it actually, the hole, the base of the bullet, the hole got elongated from trying to break it open, trying to break the screw. So I ruined the first one, but the first one was a used mold. I only paid $10 for it, so it was for experimental purposes. And it casted a nice lead bullet, but I just didn't like the mold, the way it worked. So anyway, I bought another one. I got a brand new one from Lee, and from day one it never closed right. Something was off on it. I had to work on the mold to get it to work right. When I called Lee, they wanted me to send the old one back first. I said, nah. I said, that's going to take way too long. So I decided to work on it myself, and I got it pretty good, but it just, the mold itself, it's so small for this large bullet. There's not enough aluminum. And to me, what the problem was is that the mold would always be too hot. I mean, I had the temperature of my lead down to 670 degrees, and I was still getting frosted bullets. And that's even letting the mold cool. And then, because the temperature was so low, I started getting smiley faces in the bullets. So I just wasn't happy with the mold. Okay, and like I said, it didn't close right. I have to squeeze it really tight. Something is either warped or bent on it. The one handle, the way it fit, I didn't like the way it fit. Maybe that's what the problem was, is the handle might have been bent or something in that area. I don't know. Okay, that's one block. Okay, so this is only, like I said, 50 at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 50 at a time. And you can see this method is a little bit more time consuming as far as having to pick and place your bullets by, into the tray here. But when you see these come out of the oven and what they look like, you'll see why I do it. Again, these are black. This is Harbor Freight black. I was going to do this live, but I can't pay attention to the side chat, stuff like that. So I decided to do it and record it. Alright, so that's 100 bullets. So now let's take, we don't have that many left, so let's take this off. We're going to dust this powder off, going over to the booth. Okay, so all we did was wipe the powder off with a paper towel. Comes right off. And now we only have I don't know if there's 50 left in here or what, but there's one I don't like. That's the other good part. When you're do it this way, you get to see every bullet for the last time. So if you see an imperfection, you can pull it out, throw it back in the pot next, and melt it down. So, again, it's a little more time consuming. I won't say it's time consuming. I'm going to say it takes a little more work to do it. But if you were to take these and throw them in a plastic container and shake it for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever works for you, okay, put it in a tumbler, whatever, okay, so let's see what we got here. Okay, so now we take these, and let's get you dizzy again. Ah! That wasn't supposed to happen. That was no good. Trying to rush you, and you screw up. Live video, this is what you get. You see all the mistakes and accidents. Nothing gets hidden. Oh well. You'll have to pardon me a moment here while I restuff these on here. That was stupid. I should have made 2 trips. Carry the bullets over and then move the camera. But say la vie. Make sure you get them all. If you don't get them all, you'll have an oddball. I think I got them all. I don't see any more laying around. If I find one later, I'll just throw it back in the pot. Okay. My bad, people. I should have stopped the video and then added to it, but you know what? It's live video. So you get to see the mistakes and the goofs and the accidents. That's the way it works. Okay. We'll move this into here. I can't tell if I'm on camera. Yeah, I'm on camera. Let's just take a quick look to make sure I didn't miss any. Okay, I don't see any, so we're going to continue. My bad. Okay. Hook the air source back up. Now this is only around 10 psi, people. You can, maybe a little less. Okay, you have to learn how to use this a little bit. Push the button. Oops. You got to hook up the clip, or pushing the button doesn't do anything. And of course the wires are tangled. Okay. Hit the button. Okay. Push the button. And if you get too close, you hear that noise it's making. That means you're getting too close. That means the spark is jumping across. Turn this. Come in from this side a little bit. Make sure you get good coverage. One more shot from the back. Now people will ask, you know, what about the waste? Well, I have like a 4-inch wide paintbrush that I basically sweep this down with, make a pile on like a piece of cardboard, and I pour it back in the bottle. It works. There's no issue with it. All right, let me disconnect the air. Let me turn off this fan, because that's all of the 30-06 30 caliber bullets I have. Now let's move the camera, get everybody dizzy one more time. Let's see. Put this over here. Okay. Now let's carry the bullets over without falling or dropping something. Now meanwhile my oven is preheating, okay, and I put my oven, you really got to learn about your oven. You can't just say 400 degrees and go. This is part of the things that I do for a living. I actually work with solder reflowing electronics onto circuit boards and stuff, and let me tell you something. The temperature you set your oven for is not the temperature your parts will be at, okay? Your lead will absorb heat, okay? So your 400 degree oven could be 450 degrees if you touch the lead, and because it's going to absorb heat and it will be hotter than the air temperature of the oven. So you should run it a little bit lower. Now the more bullets you put in the oven, the higher the temperature has to be, because they're absorbing the heat and they're stealing the heat out of the oven. So the highest I've ever put any temperature in my oven was 410 degrees, and I had, let's see, 100, 200, I had, what, 100, 300, I think it's 300, I'm not sure if it was 300 or 400 bullets. I had 380s in there. I'm going to go with 400 bullets, and the temperature of, because I have a secondary thermometer in the oven, like an oven thermometer, you know, a digital one, and what it does is I make contact to the tray that goes in here, which you're going to see in a minute, okay? I make contact to the tray, and when whatever the tray temperature is, that's what the bullet temperature will be. So here is my tray. This is something from the machine shop I work at, and this is basically a scrap, and it happens to fit my oven perfectly. Now I can get these silicone trays. I can get 3 of them on here, and depending on the bullet, I might have every hole filled, and I think it's 160 per tray. So, you know, I got 3 trays in there. I get, you know, close to 500 bullets in there. Okay, so now let me turn this. I don't have enough cable to reach any further, but if you look over there, that is a Black & Decker oven. Now I got this oven from Walmart. Okay, it was $69. I mean, you got to look how big this tray is, people. How big, you know, how big the tray is compared to the little ovens. And if you got a second grill plate to fit in there, you could actually put 2 rows in here. So we close the door. We're preset. We're going to watch the temperature is going to drop. Let me turn on my secondary thermostat. Okay, we're going to put this up to an upper limit. I set it to 380 or so. So I know, you know, that's, come on. Takes a while to move this thing to move up. Okay, 360, 370, 376. Take my finger off of it, close enough. Make sure it's contacting the tray, not just sitting in the air. Okay. Tray contact. This says it's 296 air temperature. Well, that's okay. And the other one says it's, let's make sure it's reading right. Sometimes this probe doesn't read right. The tray temperature is only 226 degrees. So I'm just showing you the air temperature with the probe just out in the air. Says it's basically 300. This says it's 226. They will catch up as it heats up. Anyway, I'm going to stop this video now, and I will add to it later. When the parts are finished, I will... Okay, everybody, welcome back. I'm trying to get this to focus for you. I have to manually set the focus. This is 170 grain, 309. Trying to show you the powder coating on it. I'm going to get everybody dizzy because I can't get it to... Trying to give you the best I can give you on this thing. There you go. That's the powder coating with standing nose up. Let's see, there's the base. You can see the coverage is tremendous, and that's black. Okay. You don't get the nose, obviously, okay, because you're standing it up there. But the coverage is amazing, amazingly good. Now, the other thing that was brought up in a conversation on a chat last night is the base being coated. Now, if we really don't need the nose coated because the nose doesn't touch anything, okay, then the base of the part, what a pain in the neck, the base of the part, think about it, maybe doesn't need to be coated either, because it does not, I shouldn't say the bottom base, it doesn't touch anything either. So I don't know necessarily that the bottom actually has to get coated. So if you just had a regular aluminum plate or to stand these upright this way and you coat the whole top, I don't know that you actually really have to coat the bottom. That's a question that we have to look into, because that never touches the lands. So I'm thinking maybe we don't have to coat them. And just to give you a better idea, that's my temperature alarm on my oven. See if I can get this to focus. I mean, here they are. I mean, you can see they came out great. This is spraying it on, guys. It gives you better coverage, but time-wise, I guess if you shake and bake, and you also, you know, and then you get the whole bullet coated. If you just dump them in a tray, then I would imagine it's not a big deal. You can do whatever you want. Okay, just a quick tour. Okay, that's my processing bench. Focus, there you go. I do all my resizing. I set up any press I want over there to process brass. That's the rock chucker on there now. I have the Lyman All-American 8, which maybe I'll put that up as a quick thing today, I don't know. So that's my processing bench. That's where I do all my priming, my depriming, and my sizing. Okay, that in the corner, that's beeping back there. That's the Black & Decker oven and powder coating with. Okay, we're at, just to give you an idea, the temperature on the PID is set to 340, and the bullets are measuring 370. So that's a 30-degree difference, guys. So if you're sitting at 400, the bullets are more like 430 or maybe even more. So you should not really run your ovens at 400 degrees. You put them around 350, 360, which is what Elvis was doing, but he didn't come up with the reason why it worked at 350. It's because the bullets really get to 400 degrees. Okay, now we'll slide over. That's my freezer. Now that's where I do all my loading. Okay, these are just pillowcases. Okay, that's the Lee Pro 1000, the newer version, and that's an Auto Breech Lock Pro. To the left. Okay, so it gives you an idea, you know, what I'm doing here. The bottom shelf is some of my brass. To the middle shelf to the left, each one of those round buckets is 700, roughly 3006, and they're 2 deep, so there's 2, 4, 6 of them. And that's only processed brass. That's not loaded rounds. In the middle are two 223s, and then it gets dark. You really can't see the others. On the bottom left, that black case with the yellow top, that's a 5-gallon container filled with 9mm, and those are all processed brass. Again, that's not loaded ammo. That's where I store my processed brass. There's 380 down there. There's, like I said, there's 380 down there. There's 38 and 357 brass. That's the storage area for it. And that's about it. I'm not going to go nuts here showing you everything. Okay, we'll spin it around quick this way. Those racks here, those are various loading supplies, tools, my ultrasonic cleaner, my Frank Russell case prep center. Then next to that is my hot pot with steel in it for annealing, which I don't use that anymore. Over to the left, those 2 white cases. One's a Hornady, one's the Franklin Arsenal IntelliDropper. Various things on the shelf above it, and above that, and my annealsy. That's all the way up on the top left. Just storage area more than anything. And then I can't show you the other side, but that's where all my powder is and stuff like that. And oh, we were talking about primers last night. I don't know how close I can get here. Okay, you can see that here. That's on the right there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 boxes of primers. Those are all full 1,000 bricks. So there's 30,000. That's what I told you guys. I have 30,000 primers sitting here, and I do have a little bit more. Maybe I have about 35,000 primers because I have another spot where I keep some primers. So that's about it for the powder coating. You have any questions? Feel free to comment on the bottom. One last thing. Somebody was asking about, we were talking about, hold on, I gotta stop this stupid thing from beeping. Okay, 335 degrees on the PID controller, and the actual measurement temperature to the tray that the bolt is sitting on is 378 degrees. So it gives you an idea. There's definite temperature difference. Okay. It's hard to see. There's a monitor here went on an angle, and all of a sudden the picture don't look right. Everybody asked, this is my lead hardness. Okay. There's numbers over here that works. There's a pointer, and let's see. I don't really have anything set up to measure, but let's see if we can do one quick here. Okay, we stick the bullet in. Okay, the bullet is in there. The gauge is at, can't get it to focus right. The gauge is at 0. Let's see. Let me change the focus, stupid thing here. Take it off of auto. Put this back all the way up here. And let's see what this does. I can't really get it to focus. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's basically 0. The bullets fell out. Let's try this again. You know what, we're gonna let's use the 30 caliber one. Let me set that in here because that has a flat tip. It's a little easier. Okay. This is now at 0, and this here is just one line before the 1. So what you do is you turn this 1 revolution to that 1 line before the 1, and this reads, it's going to change, so I got to do it fast, 84. Okay, so that reads 84, and then they give you this chart. Okay, and if you look down, it says 84 to 88. The chart is really not the best thing in the world. 84 to 88 is 13 BHN. So these are sitting around 13 BHN. And the lead I mixed up yesterday afternoon sits at, it's hard to get an exact number because 88 and then 89 is 17 to 19. So I'm sitting at about 88, roughly 88 on the 89. So I have to think that that's 16 plus 16.5. But that's the chart correlation to what the spring rate is. So, and that's made the cabine lead tester, and it's made by ST Machining. I don't know if I can get that to show up. ST Machining LLC, and you can get it on various websites. I posted that last night. Okay, that's what it looks like. I have the pencil test as well, and I did test these bullets with the pencil test, and I came up with little, to me it was more than 16, you know, but, you know, you know, it's hard to say exact, but according to, I mean, well, not this bullet. This bullet, it was 13. You saw it was 13, and on the tester it says, you know, 13, let's say, but I'm saying it's more like, you know, 13, 14, whatever. Anyway, the pencil test told me that it was, you know, like a 13, 14. So they're both right there. So that's about it. All right. Change this focus thing. And auto. And that's about it. That's the best I can do for today. I got more bullets cooking. I got 9mm cooking. That's the last batch in there. And that's about it. All right, everybody. We'll try to keep this video short, but it's already 36 minutes already. So everybody have a great day. We'll see you on the next one.